Metropolitan in Las Vegas. Bell, round one scheduled for 10. We talked about Postol being the most experienced opponent that Rodriguez has faced. This is Rodriguez's 68th round as a professional. This is round number 287 as a pro for Postol.
Lots of experience. You know, lefties have kind of been the kryptonite for Postol. 3 of his 4 losses to lefties, and that's including Crawford, who fought the whole fight as a lefty. He normally switches. And all of the knockdowns scored against Postol have come from lefties, so tonight he's hoping he can change that.
His last fight against Russell, talking about Postol, took place 48 hours after Russia invaded his native Ukraine. He actually told us he was able to train for this fight in his hometown because his compatriots able to repel the Russians. He's helped the cause, raising money for bulletproof vests and other necessary equipment. In fact, he was a 2-year veteran of the Ukrainian army in the sport division. So his wife, twin sons remain there and always fighting with his the pride of his nation on his back.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine how you can compartmentalize when that's going on and fulfill this task as well.
Right now we're seeing Postol win the jab battle in this first round, getting that jab in first, making Rodriguez be on his back foot, and right now we're seeing him on the ropes. And that's something that Postol does really well in the early rounds. He likes to take his opponents backwards, but the only thing is that he's not too aggressive. He only stays right there, right in the center. I would like for Postol to be a lot more aggressive in this fight.
These two have sparred myriad rounds at the Wild Card Boxing Gym in West Hollywood, California. We mentioned Freddie Roach, who was in Rodriguez's corner, longtime trainer for Viktor Postol. And Postol didn't want to fight Rodriguez. He wanted to. There were other opportunities that fell through, and it's a business. And here, nearing 40 years of age, looking to end a 2-fight losing streak, it is all business, and he has to, well, take the business to Rodriguez in this fight. Rodriguez, again, looking to continue his winning streak, extending it to 4 if he can here tonight.
Abner's so right. Postol's jab is an important punch for him. He doesn't throw that many around, usually only 20, maybe 22, but he uses it to control the distance. And in this first round, he's winning this first round because of the jab.
And Abner, you wonder how relevant the fact that these two have frequently sparred is, a real long getting to know you round, even though they know each other very well, and maybe that's why.
Yeah, I mean, it helps, especially if you got the best of the fighter in sparring session. I mean, coming into the fight, it helps mentally.
Nice body shot by Postol with the right hand.
But we're seeing the experience definitely from Postol in this first round.
Stop at the bell, guys.
We expect this to be an interesting tactical battle for sure. And for Rodriguez, no lull periods. And guess what? He had one in round 1 where sometimes he just kind of gives rounds away. He's got a good uppercut, but he has to get on the inside where he can use it. He didn't come forward at all in that round. The right hook, he's got a powerful one. He thinks that's the punch that can hurt Postol. As for Viktor Postol, pushing back, he did that perfectly in round number 1. And then the double left hook, he's got a good one. He used it against Russell and against a couple of the lefties. He fought not enough. And the right hand, of course, always a good weapon against lefties. He did land that against Russell sometimes, and we saw one of them in the first round.
Rodriguez usually averages around 48 punches thrown per round. Of course, every fight is different. He threw 17 in that first round. And here, Postol taking the fight to Rodriguez. Good combination. Nice counter right from Rodriguez to the face of Postol. So action picks up here in the second.
And Postol landing 2 right hands already. That is the punch he has got to throw in this fight.
Nice counter left from Rodriguez. The second effective counter of the round.
Yeah, that was a really good left from Rodriguez. You want to double that left because Postol goes backwards, straight, linear. So if you throw that second left hand for Rodriguez, it's going to land.
And Rodriguez thought he needed to put Postol to work in the early rounds, meaning make him throw a lot of punches and be aggressive. So far, he hasn't been so much. He's been counter-punching more and staying on the back foot.
We talk about Postol's familiarity with lefties. He's faced lefties in 6 of his last 7 fights. Sparred a lot with Rodriguez, and so far doing well and scoring the 1-2, but has to be wary of that counter left hand from Rodriguez.
Yeah, the fact that he sparred Rodriguez and also knowing that he fought high caliber named fighters, I mean, that's got to help a lot for Postol coming into his fight. Determined, obviously, to get the win.
In Rodriguez's loss to Kenneth Sims, and of course at the time Kenneth Sims was a big underdog, but Kenneth Sims has since shown he belongs in the top of the 140-pound division. The win over Batir Akhmedov and other wins. So in that fight, he's allowed the distance to be the same way it is now and allowed Sims to kind of control that.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, in that fight, he did something similar to this. He waited too much and gave Sims the opportunity to get off first, and he's doing it right now with Postol. Postol being the aggressive, the jab pushing him back, so Rodriguez has to be careful. Under
a minute left here in the second round. Seeing Rodriguez go nicely to the body with the right hook. There was a jab, double jab upstairs by Postol. Has a highly educated jab and a solid right hand, and there it is on display. There's a left down the middle by Rodriguez, but still a little more offense from Rodriguez, trying to ratchet up his output.
Yeah, we need more side steps. He's got to move to the side, create angles. Speaking of Rodriguez, if he's able to, if he wants to get inside, because he's just going forward, and Postol, all he's doing is taking that step back and moving sideways.
Nice straight. That jab bothered Postol. Elvis Rodriguez being supported by his mother, Rosaida Mendoza. When he was a child, he found a t-shirt with Manny Pacquiao and Freddie Roach on it. His mother ended up getting it for him as a gift, and she told him that one day he would be trained by Freddie Roach. Mama, you were right.
Double jab of him, too.
Yeah.
Right now, you notice when he's jabbing, you hook over.
Okay.
You hurt him real bad right there. All right? I want you to throw that fight.
Rodriguez did do a little better job offensively.
Right over top, okay? All right? Timing.
In the last round. And you'll see him put the jab out there. You know, and that was a hard power jab. That wasn't just a show me jab, and then he did it again. So it was a more offensive performance, and yet again from Rodriguez. So we talked about Postol's jab. There's Rodriguez doing his part.
Rodriguez, southpaw with poise and power, can mix it up, but so far trying to find a way to get past that jab and the guile, the craftiness, the experience of Viktor Postol. And Abner, you alluded to it, the fact that he's faced so much high-end competition. In fact, his losses, there's 4 of them, but only to the upper crust. Terrence Crawford, Josh Taylor, Jose Ramirez, and Gary Antoine Russell.
I mean, those are big names and fights where he learned a lot. And, you know, even the last fight that he felt that the fight was not stopped right. But, you know, a fight where he coming in facing a Rodriguez, you know, mentally it's just like, you know, this is no one. This is a fighter that I could definitely take. So definitely Postol has that mentality. And definitely, and I like the tempo of this fight really favors Postol.
Yeah, he's really a class points-oriented boxer, but has just enough power to earn his opponent's respect.
Yeah, that's exactly an accurate statement, because normally he can land that check left hook or a right hand to kind of make you feel that. And you know, Rodriguez did get more done in that second round, so he started to kind of, I think, show that he can, you know, and he might even won that round. So he can get himself right back into this by just being a little more active.
Trying to establish the jab, both of them feinting. Minute and a half left in the third, and there's a 1-2 combination that bothered Postol, and Rodriguez ran in, but again able to score a And obviously it's bothered Postol, made him think, now using his footwork, lateral movement, trying to avoid the power of Rodriguez.
Yeah, and here comes the pressure that we've been asking for Rodriguez. That's what you need to do. Outwork Postol, make him work going backwards, and a beautiful left that Rodriguez landed to create this.
The difference in this fight came when Rodriguez started using that jab. That helped everything. He landed it, and it also helped him land the power punches.
Postol settling down, going back with his right hand, but the wide shot allowed the counter down the middle by Rodriguez. Those wide punches allowing the counter-punching ability for Rodriguez to be on display with 30 seconds now left in the third stanza. Straight right down the middle by Postol, but the jab was equally effective. Nice right hook by Rodriguez upstairs.
Now it's time to put them punches together for Rodriguez. That jab is getting in a lot more.
Another lead right hook lands. Rodriguez beginning to put the pressure, beginning to sit down on his punches as we head to round number 4. Postol goes to the body with a right.
Marcus, shit, and Dave. All good. Victor, everything good. Do you need water? You miss punch. Take it easy. Don't sleep. 1-2, 1-2. Feint 1-2.
Pro fighter and a good one, doing the interpreting, and I'll tell you what needs no interpreting. The fact that they both landed good jabs, but the left hand from Rodriguez put him back on his heels, and the jab was such an important round.
And Al, don't retire him just yet. In fact, Postol won 4 days ago, defeating Elvin Perez by third-round TKO. So the veteran not only active, but now active as an interpreter as well.
Yeah, Red Cat's winning that fight. And you're right, I'm prematurely ending his career. Shame on me, Morrow. He'll come after me. He's ringside here somewhere.
Wearing a headset. He's right behind
there you go.
Al.
He's right near me. Oh, my God, I'm in trouble.
Rodriguez hoping to put Postol in trouble. Lunge forward with the jab. There's the jab from Postol.
Yeah, and it's a battle of jabs. Whoever dictates the pace, the jab, starts off with the jab, is the one who starts winning the round. And in this particular moment is Postol.
There's a 1-2 from Postol. Gets through the guard of Rodriguez. They are fighting like two guys that know each other pretty well.
Yeah, it's a good point. And even though there are some good exchanges, and it's certainly interesting, they're keenly aware of what the other guy can do.
Nice jab to the body by Postol. Oh, counter. Postol went to the body, but a good jab counter by Rodriguez. Puts together a combination.
You know, Postol's not known as a big body puncher, but he's gone downstairs with that right hand on several occasions in this fight.
Yeah, and that's the distance that Postol's creating right now, definitely helping him and giving him the advantage, because Rodriguez has to jump his way in. There it is. He has to hop in, and when he does that, Postol should take advantage and land the 1-2.
Yeah, Postol is not countered as well as he'd like in this fight.
Right, and it's right there, the opportunities.
Well, Camp told us that he likes guys who want to mix it up, and that's when he shines brightest, and the fans are the happiest. But, I mean, Postol is bringing the fight to him, scoring with combinations, trying to establish the jab, and for Rodriguez, again, the output not where he would like it to be, I'm sure.
Yeah, Postol did not fight this fight and hasn't fought it completely on the back foot. Even though he's moved, he's been coming forward a bit, plenty as well.
Yeah, Postol does enough to put you on your back foot. He'll get you on the ropes, but it's just, you know, finalizing that. You did the work, you put him on the ropes, it's time to let them hands go.
Only 12 of his 31 wins have come by way of knockout or TKO.
This round is an example of what we talked about. Sometimes Rodriguez had a great round the round before. He's not been as active in this round as they would like.
Well, Derek James, who will be in Frank Martin's corner in tonight's main event, has become one of the most sought-after trainers. Round number 5, scheduled for 10 at 142-pound contract weight between former 140-pound belt holder Viktor Postol and Elvis Rodriguez, facing his first championship-level opponent, by far his most experienced opponent, and a former sparring partner under the tutelage of Freddie Roach, who was in his corner tonight.
And Freddie Roach had to make a choice. That happened to Angelo Dundee way back in 1971, training Muhammad Ali and he training Jimmy Ellis. They fought. He had to make a decision. He went with Jimmy Ellis for that fight, the young man who needed him. And, of course, returned to Muhammad Ali after that, as well as Ellis.
Oh, nice combination by Rodriguez. That left hand momentarily stunning Postol, but he flashes the jab repeatedly and using his footwork. But the lead right from Rodriguez lands again. And there's some marking now around the eyes of Viktor Postol, but continues to remain busy with the jab, but gets countered hard by Rodriguez. Abner.
Yeah, Rodriguez was able to get that left hand in, but he does it so good, but then he stops. He lets Postol get away, and Postol's able to land the 1-2 as well. He's got to create more angles. He's got to let his hands go a little bit more. We're speaking of Rodriguez.
And in terms of overall punches landed, you know, it's gotten to be close because Rodriguez, after kind of a slow start, got back on track. Interestingly, Postol throwing more than him, which they both throw about the same amount of punches normally. You know, that last exchange you guys talked about, the good Rodriguez counters, it's because even though Postol landed 2 really nice right hands, they weren't powerful enough to stop Rodriguez from countering him.
Rodriguez now winning that foot battle, the lead foot battle against the orthodox fighter. His lead foot to the outside, able to generate the power, but there's a nice right hand to the breadbasket. A nice jab from Postol to the face of Rodriguez. So something to also monitor, that lead foot battle with the orthodox against southpaw.
Yeah, and let's not forget that Postol, the fights that he lost, obviously against Ramirez, Rosso, I mean, these were fighters that put pressure, that were throwing a lot. And Rodriguez, I mean, he's got the power. It's been a few lefts that he's landed in, and he put Postol in a bad situation. But again, you got to let the hands go a lot more. And do not take rounds off.
This is a very close round here in round 5.
Are you saying he's capable of quitting? Not this time.
No.
Rodriguez unloading on Postol. Postol standing up, but taking all kinds of shots from Elvis Rodriguez. His best sequence of the fight with 10 seconds left in the first half of this scheduled 10-round affair. Right hook to the body. Good stuff from Elvis Rodriguez to close out the first half of the fight.
Yeah. Deep. Control Viktor. Be smart, Viktor. Be smart. Use jab. Use jab to power.
Well, early in the round, it looked like Viktor Postol might be creating a round that he could win and doing good work, standing the jab, the left hand. But then, we saw Rodriguez start to counter there. And then as the round continued, Rodriguez continued a good off look. Again, the countering. Throws 2 beautiful shots to the body after Postol misses. And then keeps the pressure up, which we've all pointed out that.
We begin the second half of this scheduled 10-round bout, being contested at a contract weight of 142 pounds. There's the jab, trying to irritate Rodriguez from Viktor Postol.
It's a good word with the Postol jab, irritate. That's what it does.
Yeah.
Let's bring in our unofficial scorer, Steve Farhood.
Well, Mo, it's an interesting fight to score. It's pretty close. And clearly Rodriguez had that mini explosion in the 5th that gave him that round. The 4th could have gone either way, and I think it's a pretty close fight. I have it 48-47 Rodriguez after 5, 3 rounds to 2.
Right hook, right uppercut by Rodriguez. Beautiful combination.
And
Went downstairs to the body, Abner.
Yeah.
Finished with the right uppercut to the body, Abner.
Yeah.
Finished with the right uppercut on the inside.
And he knows he's not going to be able to beat Postol with the jab. He's moving his head, he's bobbing and weaving, closing his guard, speaking of Rodriguez. And once he gets inside, he lets his hands go. Beautiful combinations starting with the body.
There's a nice little left hook curled behind the guard of Rodriguez, but Rodriguez jab, I mean, it's that mouse under the left eye Postol. That jab is punishing.
Yeah, it's from the jab. And in the last round, he was able to also add those power punches. And in the last round, landing at 65%. That's everything other than the jab, even though the jab is what's setting all that up. And
that's a trip.
Yeah, that will not be called a knockdown. And so, you know, Rodriguez is starting to put together a well-dimensioned performance here in this fight.
Postol has been down 4 times in his career.
And only lefties knock him down.
Yep.
You know, in his 2 most important fights against Joseph Adorno and Kenneth Sims, the 2 best opponents he's faced thus far, Rodriguez hasn't gotten a knockout. And against the other fighters of lesser caliber he has. That's one of the reasons why he really wants to knock out here tonight. Just wants to stop Postol.
He has other pro blemish besides the Sims loss, a first-round technical draw back in 2019 against Joaquin Chavez, who was cut above the left eye from an accidental butt. Fight was stopped in the opening round. Rodriguez going to work downstairs, backing Postol up.
Yeah, Rodriguez getting close to that stoppage. You can tell that Postol's already bothered by the pressure and constant pressure, obviously, in the body work from Rodriguez.
Rodriguez told us he wants to be the first guy who he says will legitimately stop Postol. He also maybe agreed. Oh, and Postol goes down for the 5th time. Vicious right hook to the head.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You want to continue? One down. You want to continue?
The durable Viktor Postol gets dropped near the end of the 6th for the 5th time in his career.
Victor, be careful. Nose hurts. Victor, move, Victor, no stay. Be control.
Well, the keys to victory, we mentioned the right hook of Rodriguez, and there was a reason for it. Here it comes. Beautiful right hook that got Postol down. He'd already been punished in that round, and as Abner pointed out, looked like he was in trouble, but it's the right hook, and Rodriguez has a really good one, and that one landed very, very well. Not every left-hander has a great right hook. He's got one.
Round number 7. Viktor Postol looking to bounce back after getting dropped with 15 seconds left in the 6th from a right hook to the side of the face. Just ate another right hook and the jab, the left, and now Elvis Rodriguez looking for the finish. And the referee steps in, and for the 2nd consecutive fight, Postol is stopped on his feet. This time, he does not fight the decision, resigned to the fact he was not able to withstand Elvis Rodriguez's offense, and Rodriguez, after a slow start, picks up his 15th career win, 13th inside the distance, and the biggest win of his career.
And we talked about the fact that he was looking for that knockout because he hadn't scored it against the 2 other fighters, the best ones he's fought. He got it tonight. And that right hook, which, you know, is his best weapon. When he can get that punch in, he's a dangerous fighter. And it was a complete effort tonight by him.
Yeah, and you brought up the fight where he lost against Sims. I mean, that was a fight where he took a lot of rounds off, and in this fight, you know, was costing him too. He was taking some rounds off, not being so offensive. And when he started being that and doing that, look, these are the results.
And we're going to see the right hook again emerge in this round. I mean, it's just a really good punch for him, and that was a kind of a half hook, half jab. But when he can get that hook in, he is a dangerous man in the ring. And look, he's squared up looking for it, right, Evan?
Yeah, he's down there. He was looking for the hook. He didn't see anything, but when he does, he goes for the kill.
And interestingly, that could have been called a knockdown at that point because the glove touch, but referee Ruiz comes in to stop it in any case. Well, Postol a little annoyed at that moment, but I guess thought better afterwards of complaining. Yeah, that sequence with the right hooks just ripping away with that punch.
Yeah, and the fact that Postol did not complain about the stoppage obviously lets you know that he was already out. You know, he was defeated, already tired, and the power from Rodriguez was seen tonight.
Very happy man who got an important stoppage win for him as he tries to make his way up this very tough 140-pound division. These numbers, Postol was a little bit more active than Rodriguez, but at the end of the day, it was the power. And in fact, his 51% percentage landed in the power department, everything other than the jab, is what tells the story in this fight. And many of them in the last round and a half were right hooks.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time. 23 seconds in round number 7. Our referee in charge, Celestino Ruiz, stops the contest. He is the winner by way of technical knockout, the Dominican Kid, Elvis Rodriguez.